Hi, I'm Sheila Rondeau, and I'm the CEO of MOGXP. MOGXP is an experiential marketing company that specializes on consumer interactions, where we bring consumers and brands together for memorable moments. Our podcast is Legends in Leadership, and our guest today is David Tice. David Tice is the executive producer of a film that we can't wait to hear about. He is the owner of, and tell me again, your production company is Paul Revere Films? Perfect. Thank you so much for being with us today.
So honored to be with you, Sheila, so we'll have some fun.
Absolutely. So I know you have a very, very thought-provoking film that's out right now. Tell me about it.
So it's titled Grid Down, Power Up. It's a documentary that's an hour long. It's available on YouTube currently for free. It's won 15 awards. It has Dennis Quaid narrating. Okay. It's a bit of a somber story because it's about, a cataclysmic risk to the country if we do not protect our critical civilian infrastructure, specifically our power grid. We need electricity. We need electricity more than anything else other than air, because we will not have water if we don't have electricity powering our municipal water systems. And as many as 90% of Americans would die based on the findings of a congressional commission that operated for 17 years. And therefore, but we can fix this. So we need to wake up mama bears and soccer dads so that they tell their legislators, regulators, members of board of directors that we need to fix this.
Thank you. This is something that most people don't give a lot of thought to. What inspired you to do this?
I have 4 grandchildren, and as of about 2 years ago, I realized they were 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. But Houston, we have a problem. We have a problem because there's a 12% probability, according to NASA, that every decade there could be a probability of a major solar storm that would knock out transformers and knock out our grid. So these little grandbabies of mine are going to they're going to live another 9 decades, and therefore there's a high probability this is going to occur. The other risk is we are currently at 3 theaters of war in terms of this country, with Russia, Ukraine, China, and Taiwan potentially, and then Hezbollah, Hamas, Iran, Israel, United States. And therefore, the bad guys know that they can take out our critical civilian infrastructure and bring us to our knees. Therefore, I care about my grandkids and my kids and 350 million Americans. We need to protect this critical civilian infrastructure, and it is so fixable, and we can do it. And it's just a travesty that people are not awake to this, and we can wake up these mama bears and soccer dads and get this done.
So what actions do we as the public need to do in order to fix this?
It's pretty simple. Watch the movie. It's an hour long. It's free. And then go to the website, griddownpowerup.com. There in the top right, there's a tab called Participate. And if you add your home address, just a few clicks of your mouse, we have pre-written letters and petitions for you to reach out to your governor, to your 2 state legislators, to your U.S. congressman, your 2 U.S. senators, also to your regulators, your chairman of your state utilities commission, FERC and NERC, essentially regulate our utilities. There are 12 trustees and 7 commissioners of FERC. You can make phone calls to these people and you can tell them, I'm enraged and there are fixes available, and let's fix this.
We spend so much in the U.S. for our military and for so many programs throughout the U.S. Why has this one gone to the back burner for so long?
I tell you, there's a lot of ineptitude, there's disorganization. Unfortunately, our utility industry, has not been as forward thinking about this. There are issues about pressure to keep rates down. Yes, this will cost money. It might cause your rates to go up a little bit. These utilities don't want to be told what to do. There's a lot of people telling these utility executive managers that this is not really a big threat. These utilities executives would just as soon worry about keeping our pizza ovens warmed up rather than what's going on with North Korea. However, our military and our DOE and our DHS has let us down. There's a lot of finger pointing, and it's your problem, it's your problem. No, I don't want to deal with that. And therefore, that's where it requires American citizenry. We need something like a Mothers Against Drunk Drivers scale movement, a contract with America, a Tea Party movement, where we need to be enraged and say, we've got to fix this. There has never been a greater imminent threat than what we have right now. You throw in the fact that we've had this open borders on the southern border, and we know there's all these stories of military-age single men coming in, a number of Chinese, a number of people from South America that could be sleeper cells. And therefore, we just need to protect. The other thing that your viewers of this program can do after they watch the movie, if they are moved, tell their friends. Go out to your mailbox and send it to 50 of your closest friends. Text message griddownpowerup.com. Say, watch the movie and tell your friends. We can make this happen.
I don't want to politicize this. Through all this political banter, there's so much finger pointing and all of that. But at this point, we are going into an election. Is there any way of pushing this to the front of the conversation to make it something that people are talking about? And is there a political party that is supporting this?
That's a great point, Sheila. And even though I brought up the border, which is obviously a partisan issue, this point about grid security is nonpartisan. In fact, Democrats, 75% of the California legislatures have been Democrat. In 2018, they passed unanimously 2 bills, imploring U.S. Congress and the U.S. President to protect our grid against EMP, electromagnetic pulse, and geomagnetic disturbance, or GMD. This is a completely bipartisan issue. So this needs to be a massive Mothers Against Drunk Drivers scaled movement. That wasn't a Democrat or Republican issue. Nobody wants to see people driving drunk and killing our kids. Mm-hmm. And therefore, it's the same for this.
Okay. So again, tell us where we get more information and where we see your movie.
So you can see it on YouTube. Just type in Grid Down Power Up. We actually have a 7-minute highlights reel. If you email us and register as a grid warrior, we will send you more information. We have a plethora of information talking about solutions and other background information from the EMP Commission that operated for 17 years. I've been interviewed countless times. I'd like to be on many, many more shows. I'm honored to be on your podcast, reaching very smart viewers and listeners. And just tell your friends, let's make this happen.
Absolutely. This is something that should keep us awake at night.
It can, but we actually end the film very positively. And we say, America has had our back up against the wall before, and we can overcome this. There are some easy fixes that would only cost us about $4 billion to protect against, the biggest part of this threat. It will cost more to protect against cyber and against some of the other EMP threats, but let's get started with this $4 billion price tag, which is, pathetically small.
Thank you so much. So our show today is Legends in Leadership. Our guest was David Tice, and please take the time to visit his website, find out about the film, and please take the time to share. Thank you.